to respectively stand on all the protocols as established. I have the honor and privilege to welcome you all to the 17th Convocation Lecture of Bells University of Technology, Ota, holding today, Friday, the 31st of October, 2025. I most respectfully welcome the promoter of the university, His Excellency Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, PhD, and I appreciate him for his esteemed presence at this occasion. I welcome the President and Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Chief Dr. Kola Jamodu, FCA, CFR, OFR, and members of the Board of Trustees. I also express my profound appreciation to the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Professor Bad O. Nnaji, and members of the Governing Council for your commitment to the ideals of this university. I welcome and appreciate traditional rulers, captain of industries and commerce, distinguished academics, vice chancellors of other universities, media executives, and all our distinguished guests. It is with great delight that I welcome our distinguished guest lecturer of today, Professor Tunji Olaopa, MPOM, who will be taking us through the exciting lecture on reorientation of Nigerian youth for national development, addressing skill mismatch and unemployment. I thank you for accepting our invitation and for coming to deliver this lecture in person. Permit me to appreciate the Vice Chancellor, Professor Jeremiah Ojediron, and his team, members of the Senate, and staffs of Bells University of Technology. Also recognized and appreciated are members of the Bells University Parent Forum, BUPF, for adding value to the university. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, once again, I welcome you all to this occasion, and I thank you for your kind attention. Thank you.
Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the privilege to invite the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council, Professor Bat Nnaji, for his address.
Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct pleasure to welcome you all to the 17th Convocation Lecture of Bells University of Technology, Ota, holding today, Friday, 31st October, 2025. I most humbly welcome the promoter of this great university, His Excellency Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, PhD, the Chancellor, Alhaji Dr. Ibrahim Hassan Dankwambo, FCA, OON, the President and Chairman of the Board of Trustees, Chief Dr. Kola Jamodu, FCA, CFR, OFR, for their esteemed presence at today's occasion. I sincerely welcome members of the Board of Trustees and Council to the occasion, and I appreciate you all for your great contributions to the sustainable development of the university. I recognize the Vice Chancellor, Professor Jeremiah O. Ojediron, and his management team members of Senate, staff, and students of the university. I also welcome members of the Bells University Parents Forum, and I thank you all for your remarkable contributions to the development of the university. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to specially welcome the guest lecturer, Professor Tunji Olaokpa, NPOM, Honorable Chairman, Federal Civil Service Commission, Professor of Public Administration and Public Policy, Founder and Executive Vice Chairman, Ibadan School of Government and Public Policy. On behalf of the Governing Council, I express our profound appreciation to you for doing us proud to be in our midst to personally deliver the 17th Convocation lecture titled Reorientation of Nigerian Youth for National Development, Addressing Skills Mismatch and Unemployment, which is apt considering the growing rate of youth unemployment in the country. May I, at this juncture, sincerely thank all those whose support had contributed to the incredible achievements recorded by the university over the years. Our profound appreciation goes to the promoter, His Excellency Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, PhD, for his sustainable contributions to the orderly growth and development of the university. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, once again, I welcome you all and I thank you for your kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to invite the chairperson of the ceremonial committee for the citation of the guest lecturer.
All protocols duly observed. May I humbly request the guest lecturer to rise for his citation. Professor Tunji Olaokpa, NPOM, a native of Awe in Afigio local government area of Oyo State, is a professor of public administration and public policy, a consummate civil servant who combines the acute consciousness of a political scientist with the passionate conviction of a reformer. His intellectual development is built around the institutional reform of the civil service system in Nigeria and how that is a sine qua non for jumpstarting Nigeria's stalled development. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, Olaokpa is a scholar, practitioner with research focus in policy implementation research and public service institutional reform. Olaokpa draws from the complementary strength of public administration scholarship and public service, practice of about 40 years to build his portfolio of experience and expertise in the design and implementation of civil service reforms and their change management, policy analysis, sector diagnosis, and strategic planning, community-social mobilization and management of communication strategy, preparation and supervision of technical assistance projects, strategic human resource management training needs, and impact assessments, learning and knowledge management, public policy, program and project management, core bureaucratic skills in public administration, and expertise in development planning, management of the policy process, service delivery, and regulatory control, management of think tank, etc. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor Ologba began his career as a researcher in a consulting service and as a graduate assistant before joining the Federal Public Service in 1988. At the request of the then President and Commander-in-Chief, General Ibrahim Babangida, Ologba was deployed as a speechwriter and chief policy analyst in 1992 to the office of the President, State House, Abuja. He thereafter served the federal government in many capacities in the presidency as Deputy Director, Head of Policy Division and Coordinator, Education Sector Analysis in the Federal Ministry of Education, Technical Head of the Public Service Reform Strategic Team in the Management Services Office, and Director of Programs, Bureau of Public Service Reforms, among numerous other assignments. He needs an applause for this. He has served as a facilitator at numerous seminars and conferences and training programs all around the globe, including the Lagos Business School, Kennedy School of Government at Harvard University, the Royal Institute for Public Administration, Lee Kuan Yew Policy Institute, Singapore, and Victoria University of Wellington, New Zealand. He has also served on several national, continental, and global expert teams. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, Tunji Ologba is a fellow of the Institute of Management Consultants of Nigeria and of the Strategic Management Institute of Nigeria, and a recipient of many awards and honors, including the 2015 Nigerian National Productivity Order of Merit, NPOM, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah African Distinguished Public Service Order of Merit Award, Thabo Mbeki Award for Distinguished Public Service and Scholarship, one of 50 Nigerians of Integrity of the Guardian newspaper, University of Ibadan 70th Anniversary Lifetime Achievement Award, Outstanding Achiever Awards of the Nigerian Historical Society and Nigerian Economic Society, and one of the 50 most exemplary alumni of the University of Ibadan. Tunji Ologba retired from the Federal Civil Service as Permanent Secretary in November 2015, having served in that capacity from 2010 in various ministries, departments, and extra-ministerial departments and agencies. He then returned to the university as an academic and was appointed professor in 2018. Professor Tunji Ologba is the founder and executive vice chairman of Ibadan School of Government and Public Policy, a think tank dedicated to research and consultancy in support of governance and public policy. He has published over a dozen major books on governance and public sector reforms, dozens of monographs, vast publications in scholarly peer-reviewed journals, and hundreds of syndicated opinion articles as a newspaper columnist. Professor Tunji Ologba was a directing staff at the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, Kuru, Jos, Plateau State. before his current appointment as Honorable Chairman, Federal Civil Service Commission. Professor Tunji Olokpa is married to Olufunlola, and they are blessed with 3 grown children. Distinguished guests, permit me to present to you the 17th Convocation Lecturer of Bells University of Technology, Professor Tunji Olokpa. Thank you.
The promoter of this great university, elder statesman emeritus, and unarguably the father of modern Nigeria, Chief Olusegun Okikiola Obasanjo, GCFR, PhD, the Chancellor, the Pro-Chancellor, the Vice-Chancellor, Registrar, Deans and Sub-Deans, Head of Departments, Professors, and other faculty members, special guests, my lost tempora, our dear fresh graduates in the different categories and parents, the Bells University body of students, and if I may, Professor Ben Olugbenga Ogumoyela, the Olori Ebi of my wife, and the living father of my dear wife, who should stand for recognition. I just have to do that so that he does not take back his sister. Gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great joy and distinct honor to have been invited to deliver the 17th Convocation Lecture of the Bells University of Technology, the first private university of technology in Nigeria, at a convocation that at once marks the university's 20th anniversary. I therefore sincerely appreciate the promoter, the governing council, and the management of Bells for the unparalleled honor of standing on this exalted podium today to contribute to this significant celebration. Permit me to pay glowing tribute and homage to the father of the Nigerian nation, our living legend, there is no enough words to capture the deep essence of a statesman, a nationalist, and a visionary who sees far ahead of his time. Indeed, the founding of Bells University is one stroke of foresight that uniquely connects Papa's leadership vision, development insight, and patriotic love to the greater Nigeria's emerging future. This historic university must therefore be nurtured and preserved as testament to the boundless struggles of the Nigeria's founding fathers and heroes why Papa is still here and has legacy for his immortality. Once again, I congratulate the one that I call Daddy for this great foresight, for this great legacy. Agbayin ti dalẹ̀, ẹni rí bàjẹ́. What is the essence of a convocation? Okay. Okay. Every convocation ceremony in any university is a milestone. That is how I have always seen all convocations, because they represent a progressive reconnection of talents and ideas with the societal basis of knowledge. When university graduate students, they are given back to the society that represents statements of accomplishment as well as another stage of beginning, where those released into the societies then take the baton and run with them in putting tangibility to the ideas, paradigms, models, and projects that have been crafted within the four walls of the university. And what are my admonitions? Okay. Okay, what are my admonitions to the graduates? Lastly, I get to my admonition to today's graduates and the rest of Bear students' body, which this lecture hope to inspire. Dear graduates and students, I like to say this: Nigeria depends on you as the key link in the chain of development that will place Nigeria in the circle of the drivers of global economy in no distant future, as easily the biggest economy in the African continent and the big brother in the entire black race. More aptly, Nigeria needs your skills, competencies, and passion to be able to transform the future for you and for the coming generation. In other words, you are going to be a bridge that connects Nigeria's current national challenges, potentials, and promise to a future turnaround. I hope that you will be able to find this lecture, a jot of reason why Nigeria matters and ought to be taken seriously in spite of all that divides us. And I'm greatly inspired today, in this since yesterday. Baba has this model that he sells to us. He carries Nigeria. I can see the chancellor, the pro-chancellor, blending Nigeria. And that is how what he's telling us is, a deep message that we must carry forward. We already have Nigeria. We must make it work. God has a purpose for creating Nigeria. God has a purpose for making them forbear to fight to preserve Nigeria. And Nigeria shall survive. While exploring greener pastures will always be an option, and I'm addressing students, let it not be because you disdain nationality and that looking outside for succor makes you think less of what you can do for your country. As patriotic generational duty, graduates and students, which alone can stand instead of time as your legacy, and what stands as your testimonial when you eventually pass the baton to the generation of your children and grandchildren in the Nigeria's honor. By way of roadmap, what do I intend to do with this lecture? My objective is a very simple one. I seek to connect Nigeria's development challenges with the deficit and dysfunction of higher education in Nigeria, especially in terms of human capital development and the resulting unemployment and skills deficiency. I will then explore several ways by which this challenge could be alleviated, leveraging the strength of specialized universities like the Best University of Technology and other conventional universities across Nigeria through policy creativity and enhanced curricula and pedagogy. I sincerely hope this lecture will be able to spur the university to an even greater efforts in pushing Nigeria towards sustainable development. The first question that I'd like to address is, what is the role of the university in Nigeria in addressing the youth question? The world has not only arrived at the knowledge society, it has, according to Peter Drucker, reached a point where, quote, knowledge is becoming applied to knowledge itself, unquote. Knowledge is now fast becoming the one factor of production that is sidelining both capital and labor. Consequently, for Drucker, it is not only learning that is fundamental, but we must put greater premium in learning to learn. As a critical space for learning and for knowledge production, therefore, the university can no more just produce graduates with academic and scientific knowledge. It must equip them with functional acumen by which knowledge is deployed and harnessed for even more functional usage and transition from college to the world of work. University and other higher education institutions must therefore commit to realizing the objective of state policy as in the Constitution to resolve the youth question that is perhaps the biggest and demanding development challenge of the moment. The real challenge is one of how Nigeria's growth trajectory can match its deep strength and potential as a youthful country, one with a vast population of young people whose intellectual and creative energy remain one of the most prospective opportunities that Nigeria has and could harness and convert to fresh new comparative advantage. Nigeria's youth population constitute about 70% of the Nigerian total population, about 95 million. This means that Nigeria has one of the largest youth population in the world and the largest in the continent. When we think of the notion of youth bulge, it suggests strong excess human assets with significant potentials to be turned into considerable productivity opportunity with the right measure of policy creativity and forthrightness. Why the youth bulge should make Nigeria one of the economic powerhouses on the continent and in the world, the statistics says otherwise, unfortunately. In 2022, Nigeria's illiteracy figure stands at 31%, or 62 million Nigerians. According to the National Bureau of Statistics, youth unemployment increased from 6.9% in the first quarter of 2023 to 7.2% in the second quarter. The youth not gainfully employed with their educational qualifications and training, meaning that those youths who are educated but cannot be employed and therefore unemployable, amounts to 13.8% of the entire population. And those employed, a large chunk of those employed are trapped in unproductive jobs, jobs that promises uninspiring future advancement, and at that with 10 million fresh graduates offloaded onto the labor market from schools and colleges annually. The larger mass of the youths, the young people, are there, restive in a dynamic that oscillates between a sense of entitlement, high expectation, deep-rooted frustration, and multidimensional poverty. The promoter, the chancellor, the pro-chancellor, the Nigerian population harbors a significant core that constitutes area boys, touts, miscreants, school dropouts, and amajiri. And put together, the population of this socially, is it moving? Okay. Okay. Put together, if the population is even larger than most countries in Africa. Now, the youth bulge, therefore, as a statistical category, is playing out for Nigeria in a negative way. And from the point of policy harvesting, therefore, and from the perspective of the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, we regard this as work in progress, suggesting that a huge chunk of the population that should constitute young people and children and adults who should be maturing as working category for offloading into the labor market are really not adding reasonable contributions as value addition to the economic growth and national productivity, an indicator of a non-inclusive national growth trajectory. This whole picture speaks of one fact, that Nigeria youth's bulge is, if not managed, slipping out of economic grasp, but for the recent renewed hope dynamic policy, creativity, and forthrightness that is work in progress. What are the roles that university can play in resolving this challenge, the youth question? There are three functions that the university ought to pursue. First, the university is to connect students with their humanity, to make them humane, the sense in which we say they graduate with both for learning and character. We are supposed to prepare them as citizens to engage the world through modeling them for a world that we want to see. To develop in them deeper connections with nation building, to foster belonging, cultivate loyalty to Nigeria, through making it explicit that the nation faces challenges, dismantle their prejudices, and meet within the ideology of learning to live together by leveraging our unique diversity and cultural capital as strengths and opportunities. Number two, the university is to inculcate in students the best insight into citizenship in ways that enable the Nigerian nation to benefit from those who are able to achieve patriotism through productive engagement with the Nigerian project. The third function of higher education is to arm the student with relevant and cogent skills and competencies that will not only tie them to life day to day, but will also become the tool they need to make the contribution as value creators. If the university fulfills those three of its core functions, it does mean that it cannot just be a theoretical, abstract ivory tower, crunching idea and theory with no basis in praxis. Indeed, the town needs the idea and theories of the gown as much as the GAN also required to reorient its theory by the practice of the town. This brings us to the necessity of connecting theorizing to the imperative of the industrialization and national development. Universities and the Nigeria skills disequilibrium, the youth unemployment and social crisis situation that I earlier sketched, reveals a structural disjuncture and a worrisome level of skills mismatch between education, industry, and creative and innovative thinking that could connect what universities teach with the development and societal demand. There are three dimensions of skills mismatched that is playing up in Nigeria. Number one, there is the skills gap that is the consequence of curriculum being oriented on too much theoretical rather than practical knowledge and skills. Number two, there is the field of study mismatch that is a result of graduates getting trained in disciplinary areas not needed or being rewarded by the labor market. Number three, and lastly, there is the qualification mismatch that implies that graduates are unqualified for available jobs or are even unemployable for those jobs. It does mean that we indeed have a situation of an indirect proportional relationship between the increasing needs for skills and competencies by the national economy and what the universities are able to meet up with. So how did we get to this level? How did Nigeria get so deep into this level of youth unemployment of a crisis proportion? The youth unemployment situation has to do with a lot of causative factors, a number of which can be linked to the largely untransformed structure of the national economy. Indeed, the growth trajectory of the national economy has been largely uneven and socially non-inclusive. The economy has therefore been generating limited sources of new employment, a low employment intensity, which is the key defining attribute of a non-diversified economy that is heavily and monoculturally dependent on oil and gas. The second factor that I'd like to highlight for a deepening youth unemployment has to do with past reforms to restore the functional link between education, job creation, and employability of graduates, which tends to be skewed in favor of formal education. Whereas informal sector of the economy is the largest job creator in Nigeria, limited attention has been accorded to building the skills needed, nor has policy creativity been deployed enough to support the productivity and other required structural changes to unlock the potential of the informal sector in Nigeria. In a more concrete sense, past policies have concentrated resources and expertise in formal technical vocational education and training to the detriment of traditional apprenticeship and non-formal training. In spite of recent priority focus on TVET, there still do not exist a self-evaluation and regulatory mechanism for TVET institution. But the current effort of the ADB under Professor Akinwumi Adesina supported federal government to deepen the implementation of the National Vocational Qualification Framework, directed at the incorporation of a standardized certification procedure as a way of increasing the capacity of traditional apprenticeship and non-formal training to generate employment in the informal sector. I consider it unarguably a step in the right direction. The new policy and program, if pursued to its logical conclusion, will no doubt check the mismatch between employment opportunity available in the labor market and the type of qualification and certification produced by education and training institutions. Going forward, stronger connection between formal and informal education subsectors on the continuum of learning and training will be very key to progress. In this connection, efforts should be made to resolve the challenges being faced in the implementation of Students' Industrial Work Experience Scheme, CWES, presently stalled due to total lack of synergy between students' inchoate theoretical learning with crippling lack of practical experiential learning, functionally linked to workplace and labor market demands. In this regard, I think the biggest good practice that Nigeria should really take seriously is to benchmark the Igbo apprenticeship system as nationwide job creation and entrepreneurial consolidation program. This system thrives by pairing apprentices with experienced mentors for guidance and support. Adopting it nationwide will require the establishment of a national framework of action, setting it out to deepen existing apprenticeship system, outlining appropriate standards for mentors and mentees, specification of training duration and certification procedure, including the setting up of program for self-evaluation as self-evaluation mechanism and regulatory system. Partnership with industry to deploy the Igbo apprenticeship system should be directed for formal education to consolidate the CWES, which will entail having the Industrial Training Fund, the National Directorate of Employment, to undertake the identification of in-demand skills among the targeted youths and implementation of a systematic program to match them with their apprentices' interests and aptitude. A well-equipped supportive startup training hubs to provide hands-on learning support, to provide systematic learning of supportive skills and generating funding to train them in generating funding proposals, to manage funds, record keeping will be very, very essential. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the system, I'd like to highlight a few things that the federal government, through the Ministry of Education, that I have the privilege of contributing to, at least at the level of conversation. Recently, the Federal Ministry of Education has implemented various programs to promote STEM, as well as TVET education. Apart from the World Bank's supported IDEAS program, aimed at improving Nigeria's TVET system, the ADB is providing support to 38 technical colleges to enhance skills acquisition and vocational training. They have been implemented to fully activate the National Vocational Qualification Frameworks as standardized certification for skills to promote employability and industry relevance. In spite of this, another initiative by the federal government, there is still a long way to go in translating science, technology, and innovation education into innovation that drive industrialization. Some of the gaps revolve around the issue of weak linkage between educational institutions and industry, which I have pointed out is linked to CWES breakdown and others. So consequently, policy needs a lot of creativity to promote student-centered learning drives, which will, whatever Ministry of Education is doing now, still require deep thinking and planning so that it can make desirable impact. But its emphasis of experiential learning that incorporate hands-on learning experiences as internship, project-based mentorship, and ACNOT to equip students with practical skills is simply the way to go. CWES designed to pair students with experienced entrepreneurs, corporate entities, industry experts, and academic mentors, which at a higher level of tech startup is becoming good practice for ICT promotion in Nigeria, needs reinventing and should be taken back to the drawing board and reinforced with policy incentives to encourage industry and corporate groups to adopt them and not continue to regard students from university because of their theoretical learning as nuisance. This will help in promoting the core objective of state policy. There are also huge funding requirements, and I see that the Commander-in-Chief, the President of the Federal Republic, has been emphasizing this by pumping more resources into education. There are financing requirements to finance public education institutions with dilapidated infrastructure. We cannot be talking of practical hands-on when there are the school learning facilities, especially the laboratories and workshop, are running on dry lab, lack of reagents, and with even the teachers not retrained to be able to pass on knowledge. Beyond redeeming the schools and college infrastructure gap, there are other issues that need to be focused. We cannot continue to emphasize on only the tangible aspect. We need to look at the intangible category. We need to tackle content, curriculum, and pedagogy. Funding and sustainability should be key. It should not just be momentary pumping of resources. It should be sustainably pursued within a framework that I call a national education financing model. Quality assurance should be very key. Teacher training and retraining and guaranteeing their professionalism puts the need to I then feel very strongly that as education sector is a catalyst to really propelling the transformation of the national economy. We have reached a situation where the education, there is a need to declare a state of emergency in the education sector. So what are the other skills that universities should be emphasizing given the technology-driven changes in the world of work? In order to prepare students for the future job market, university and colleges should begin to emphasize some other skills areas like digital skills, which I know they have been doing just to deepen and consolidate, technical skills, soft skills, lifelong skills, vocational skills. In the area of digital skills, we should be emphasizing artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analytics. In the technical skill domain, we should be emphasizing programming language, cloud computing, cybersecurity. In the area of soft skills, we should be emphasizing critical thinking and problem solving, partnership and collaboration management, and teamwork, emotional intelligence and communication and leadership. We should emphasize a lot on lifelong learning, which will emphasize students' capacity to keep updating themselves. The message is that learning is not just a school or classroom affair. Through continuous self-development, adaptability, and resilience. In the area of vocational skills, there are a whole limitless areas of emerging new skills: data analytics, interpretation, data science, digital marketing strategies, social media management and analytics, Internet of Things related skills, 3D modeling and animation, wide framing, prototyping and automation technology, healthcare technology, healthcare informatics, medical billing, and health data analysis. What are the specific things that University of Technology specifically should be looking at? Nigeria University of Technology have a major role to play in addressing graduate unemployment crisis, particularly in tackling skills issue. They should be seen to rise up to the challenge by focusing on the following: secure university industry collaboration, emphasize digital skill and software development training, especially partnering with NICDA, the agency of the Ministry of Communication and Digital Economy. the program they call the NIGDA Digital Literacy Framework. We should create an enabling framework to encourage students to develop innovative solutions and startups. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as I bring the lecture to a close, I'd like to make a policy proposal which is not meant to be an attack on ASU and labor union. But I'd like to focus on this as my conclusion. Having been permanent secretary in the Federal Ministry of Labor, and I have this sense that except the labor have a rethink to create a shift from what I'm seeing as virtually lingering adversarial approach to industrial relations to a more developmental approach, labor may inadvertently be actually crippling the fortune of the workers that they are protecting and the future of Nigeria. The point is this, that the Nigerian industrial relations system is currently at a critical inflection point. It is one characterized by fragmentation, weakened institutional mechanism, and authority of responsible institution, where the Ministry of Labor and Employment, Industrial Arbitration Panel, and National Industrial Court are almost like treated as trash. There is this unwarranted zero-sum conflict-prone, incessant conflict, leading to prolonged and unnecessary industrial disputes. It is significant that there has been progress made to ratify and domesticate many relevant ILO conventions that have direct impact on labor administration. Full compliance with this convention will go a long way in shaping the future of work in Nigeria. Going forward, we however need a shared understanding among the tripartite, one rooted in commitment to Nigeria developmental progress, to drive a significant rethink and shift in conflict management practices around industrial dispute, which currently yield itself to self-serving radical, unwarrantedly radical and ostensibly politicized activism and workplace disruptions by trade union, and one that has become a culture. The fact that there is this institutional mechanism to deal with unavoidable and seemingly resolvable dispute, especially arising from the reading and interpretation of what constitutes the dispute of right and dispute of interest among the tripartite. Clearly, if national progress is the ideological underpinning of action of the trade union, then conflict of interest should not always degenerate into zero-sum game, as such interests are not mutually exclusive. So what lessons should we draw as policymakers, development workers, and public managers from ASU's protected struggle going forward? One, government should for no reason at all sign an agreement that it cannot implement, as difficult as it is in view of the usually associated political expediencies. Number two, government in the bid to please unions and minimize eating up of the politics should desist from taking decisions of far-reaching magnitude in a hurry, with full recognition that labor matters require diligence and technical correctness. It is better to agree to a reasonable agreement with a short-term horizon and susceptible to review than to make long-term commitments that hang on the neck like an albatross. Government should give life to veritable institutional mechanism that will activate the right authority, skills, and technical support for those who will negotiate for government, since they are ipso facto institutionally empowered to do so. It is in this regard that advocacy around the need to strengthen the National Labor Advisory Council to play a more proactive role in labor administration should be taken seriously by government. Indeed, an effective NLAC that transforms into a tripartite body to handle periodic review as minimum wage rather than current practice of using ad hoc committee is the way to go. It must also be pointed out that most Nigerian labor laws presently in operation, which are carried over from colonial and military era in Nigeria, are obsolete and no longer in tune with international standard. Happily, many of the revised versions of these laws are already before the National Assembly as bills for passage. It is expected that government will leverage the commitment of social partners to conclude legislative action on the bills. In the end, the point cannot be made or overstated that the health and sustainability of any enterprise, including the Nigerian enterprise, is the responsibility of all stakeholders. Indeed, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we need a national economy that is striving for most of what the trade unions are agitating for on behalf of workers to be realizable. We all therefore must invest in the productivity and sustainable development of Nigerian enterprise as the overarching mission in all our struggles and compact. Let me conclude with these words, more like a summary. The job market is evolving faster than ever before, driven by automation, data analytics, and artificial intelligence. Roles and jobs that are once secure and premium are being taken over by machines. Education, therefore, must do more than transmit knowledge. It must cultivate curiosity, resilience, and the readiness of students and graduates to learn, unlearn, and to relearn. Beyond formal qualification and certificates, therefore, employers are seeking versatile thinkers and problem solvers who can navigate complexity and adapt to change. So which skills are therefore pivotal in the turbulent job market today? New students must never pass through the university without being digitally fluent and proficient. They must be able to do data interpretation, and they must be significantly artificial intelligence aware. Critical thinking and problem solving requires capacity in them for discernment in the midst of big and abundant information and data sets. One that translates into the ability to analyze, connect ideas, and make reasoned judgment. Learning is no longer confined to the classroom. Continuous upskilling through micro courses. We must have a program that can bring back our students to top up their knowledge and for them to see new dynamics that are building up in their areas of skills. We should not throw them out as if it's the end for them. Professional learning networks is today indispensable to career. Curricula must evolve to include real-world problem solving, internship, and mentorship to prepare learners for a rapidly changing workplace. Learners that are adaptable, self-directed learners who can thrive amid uncertainty. Education and skills are today inseparable, and continuous learning is the arc of success. The most valuable credential is not a degree, but the determination to keep evolving. The future will not belong to those who merely graduate, but those who keep learning. The promoter, the chancellor, the pro-chancellor, the entire body of the Bells University, I appreciate you for your kind attention. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me to call upon the chairman of the occasion, Chief Dr. Okola Jamodu, to present the plaque to the guest lecturer. Guest lecturer, can you please step forward for the plaque?
Professor Tunji Olaupa, I want to thank you for this thought-provoking, almost 2 hours talk with the youth. On behalf of Bells University of Technology, may I present this to you as a mark of appreciation for your time and effort and insistence that you must be here, in spite of all Ujuri Parapa. Thank you very much indeed.
Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, before we proceed to the next item, permit me to recognize some personalities that came in while the lecture was on. Let me recognize the presence of Professor and Mrs. Areola. Professor Areola was a former Deputy Vice Chancellor in the university, and the wife was also a staff of the university. You're welcome, ma. Thank you, sir. The former registrar of the university, Mrs. Oluwayemi Sigbadebo, she's also here in the hall. The medical director, AC Medical Director, Dr. Kukoyi, you're welcome, sir. The principal of Bell University of Technology, Mrs. Of Bell Schools, principal of Bell Schools, Mrs. Olajuboke Odesanya, she was here from the beginning. Let me also recognize the presence of Dr. Bayo Urukoto, Registrar Olabisi Onabanjo University. Dr. Urukoto was one of us here and got appointed at Olabisi Onabanjo University as a registrar. You're welcome, Dr. Urukoto. Thank you. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, during the last session, 2024, 2024-2025 academic session, some students got certified. We have 5 of them, and they are going to be recognized today. Let me invite the Vice Chancellor to give them the award. Is Yusuf Ayomide here? Yusuf Ayomide. Yeah, she's in the Department of Electrical Engineering, and she got certified as a design thinking. Olatunji Faith, is she here? Olatunji Faith. Olatunji Faith is the department, is in accounting. Is the HOD accounting here to receive on our behalf? Got certified as an associate of the project management. Olu Obashoro, Christabel, is she here? Urban and Regional Planning. She's not here, the HOD can step forward. Olu Obashoro. Design Thinking, she got certified. Ade Lumola, Miriam Adiola of Microbiology. Is she here? Miriam Adiola, Certified Associate of Project Management. Amzat Fariat. Amzat Fariat. Food Technology. HOD. Okay, she's around. Digital Marketing.
Just to note that distinguished guest lecturer, sir, what you are advocating for, digital skills, these 5 ladies are certified in that. That should show that the University of Technology has started that on. And those are extra skills that our students acquire in addition to their certification around here. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to commemorate the 28th anniversary of the university, a book was put together, and the book is going to be launched today. Let me invite Professor Daramola to coordinate that. Let me recognize the presence of Professor Comfort, representing Professor Solomon Makinde, Vice Chancellor, Crawford University. You're welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, the Vice Chancellor, our guest lecturer, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. A book was put together to commemorate our 20th anniversary. And before we go into unveiling the book, I would like to call the book reviewer in person of Dr. Mukaila Adebola Lawal. He is the council member of this university representing Ogun State Ministry of Science, of Education, Science and Technology. Let's put our hands together as it comes. He will do that before we continue. Thank you.
Your Excellencies, kindly permit me to stand on the well-established protocol because I'm reliably informed that I have very few minutes to do this responsibility. I think the thing can come on. Okay, the thing is, okay. Who is in charge? It's not coming out. Who is in charge? Let me start. It's not coming out. Let me start by appreciating the university management profoundly for considering me worthy for this noble responsibility of reviewing the book Beltec at 20, a journey of excellence, innovation, and impact. The introduction. The Beltec at 20 is a 148-page compendium chronicling the evolution of the university education system from the University of Al-Qurayn, located in Fez, Morocco, and founded by Fatima Al-Furi in 1859 AD, and Al-Azhar University, which was regarded as one of the world's oldest institutions of learning, founded in 1970 AD. The compendium gives a detailed account of the first university in Nigeria. That is the University College Ibadan, founded in 1948 as a college of the University of London, and later became a fully independent university in 1962. While the Bells University of Technology is the first private university of technology in Nigeria. Let's give an applause. The book thus documents the humble beginning of the Bell University of Technology, OTA, from a modest university in 2005 to a full-fledged, top-notch, world-class university of reckoning within 20 years of existence. The story of this citadel of knowledge will be incomplete without mentioning our very amiable, ever dynamic, enigmatic, pragmatic visionary, His Excellency Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, PhD, the promoter of excellence, the promoter of technological education advancement in Nigeria, an unassuming promoter of strategic leadership across Africa. Let's give to Baba. And the foremost true Nigerian who is preaching the spirit of Nigerianness in every situation. We thank you, and we thank God for your gifts. The collection is divided into 4 sections of 17 units, each tackling specific defining moments in the life of the university and eminent personalities driving the vision to fruition. The giant stride of the university in the last 20 years is well documented, as well as the challenges and the projection for the future. Section 1. This section highlights the making of Bell University of Technology as a community university, emphasizing that it is held in trust by a board of trustees on behalf of its owners, and showcasing people of high integrity who share the vision, mission, and philosophy of the promoter. The university, as the first private university of technology in Nigeria, is unique for relating excellently with multiple communities, which can be judged by their presence at this auspicious occasion. The dividends of the community engagement approach of the university could also be seen in a number of infrastructure facilitated by individuals and organizations in the university. The university also collaborates with national and international organizations, including Obasanjo Farms Nigeria Limited, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, Nigeria Meteorological Agency, NIMET, and Nigeria Building and Road Research Institute, NIBRI, International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, IITA, Ibadan, among others. The legacy of retrospect, honoring our founding fathers. The Bell University of Technology was conceived unarguably by Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, PhD, through Bell Education Foundation for our secondary school products, OTA, and others within and outside Nigeria. This noble vision of the promoter was nurtured by some great minds who shared the vision and sacrificed their knowledge, time, and energy for the university to attain its present vantage position. This unit conveys immense appreciation to the founding fathers for their role in building what has become the most preferred University of Technology in Nigeria today, in the current trend of global innovative and technological knowledge in all ramifications. The list appeared endless, but it is necessary to mention Professor Akimabu Ogunje, Pioneer Vice Chancellor, pioneer members of the Board of Trustees led by Professor Takena Tamunu and the Pioneer Governing Council members led by Professor Emmanuel Siedozie, OFR. Indeed, the small seed planted by this great mind has grown in leaps and bounds to become the most preferred university of technology in Nigeria. And let me, by extension, mention the efforts of the current leaders of Bell University. The current present chairman BOT, who is currently here, Chief Kola Jamodu CFR, the current pro-chancellor and chairman of Governing Council, President Bat Oyinaji, CON, the current chancellor, Alhaji Ibrahim Hassan Dakwambo, ONFCA, and our indefatigable current vice chancellor, Professor Jeremiah Oladile Ojedion. All of them, from the onset till now, have contributed in no small measure to what Bell University is today. Thank you all. Next slide, please. The propelling wheels for advancement. There is a vision. BELTECH has a vision. The vision is to be a world-class university that is committed to the development and transformation of the society through environment-friendly technologies and other innovations. The mission to discover, disseminate, and apply the knowledge of science and engineering for human well-being and the development of the society. BELTECH philosophy to promote the advancement of knowledge and produce graduates with well-balanced education who are eminent contributors to the society and also capable of self-actualization and employment generation. BELTECH objectives to provide an enabling environment for effective teaching and learning, applying the results of research at the cutting edge of science and technology. Let's look at the footprint of excellence. From the improved ranking, Belbel has gone through a lot of developments in the ranking of universities in Nigeria. Increased in academic programs, the program at the beginning compared to what we have at present, definitely we have developed. Strategic partnership, collaboration, and accreditation. All the programs of the university have been fully accredited. Policy development, growth in student and enrollment and staff strength. Of course, I will see here the area we have the enrollment of the student at the beginning to what we have today, over 4,000 undergraduates and over 700 postgraduate students. Infrastructure and manpower development, entrepreneurship drive, and enhanced academic reputation. Impactful administrative and support structure, line of command, administration, and administrative structure of the Bell University. The administrative organ of the Bell University of Technology comprises the Board of Trustees, Governing Council, Senate, Congregation, Convocation, College, Registry, and Administrative Hub, similar to what operates in any approved universities. The roll call of personalities in each line of command suggests that they are thoroughly and thoughtfully selected from a pool of erudite scholars, technocrats, and institute administrators. The registry of this noble university is hereby commended for maintaining effective administrative structure and well-functioning administrative system. The university's financial hub, a glimpse of treasury management, a glimpse of treasury management of Beltech. The funding structure and financial management framework of the Bells University of Technology is well highlighted, focusing on the essential roles of the bursary department. The bursary department is one of the foundation departments of the university with 4 distinct units, namely Expenditure and Budget Control Unit, Treasury Service and Student Account Unit, Reconciliation and Final Account Unit, Salaries, Pension and Insurance and Tax Unit. The department has a reputation for maintaining proper books of accounts, presenting account for auditing each financial year, and semi-computerization of the department. Apart from the school fees, the university floated the Bells Consult Limited to manage production and sales of domestic and also consumable goods, bakery, sachet and table water, rental, guest house, and consultancy service to enhance the university IGR. Now, let's look at the overview of the health and environment of Beltech, prioritizing health and well-being. The university prioritizes the health and well-being of members of staff and students with the establishment of a comprehensive healthcare system. The health center offers laboratory, consultation, health education, mental health, nursing and rehabilitation, surgical, emergency, environmental health, referral and screening services. The Bell University Parent Forum building was reconstructed in 2023 into a male and female wards with over 50 bed space. The health center also partners other health facilities for healthcare services. There is a new pharmacy dispensary and ambulance at the health center. There is a routine monitoring of food court within the university. Proper waste management and recycling initiatives are being practiced. The staff had been onboarded on NHIS, while students' enrollment into NHIS scheme is ongoing. The university also ensures sustainable supply of potable water. The infrastructural evolution and physical planning. The university has undergone significant infrastructural transformation in the last 20 years, expanding from a modest institution that commenced with Bell Secondary School facilities. At the commencement, a classroom was borrowed from the secondary, a hall, and the administrative office. But today, it has been transformed to a modern University of Technology of first choice. The university has a well-equipped lecture halls, lecture theaters, library, laboratories, hostels, international conference center, good drainage system, 11 kVA distribution lines, international ICT and e-business professional certification center, upgraded road network across the university, standard furniture, and health care facility. You can see the array. Next slide. The array of infrastructure facility at Beltech. We cannot capture all. I'm able to capture just these little ones. There are more than this. Then section 3, celebrating academic growth and excellence, academic program and structures. The university operates a collegiate system. They include College of Natural and Applied Sciences, College of Engineering, College of Environmental Sciences, College of Management Sciences, College of Agricultural Sciences and Technology. The university was granted approval to run the JUPEB program and has presented 817 candidates for the final examination. Also, the university uphold and sustain academic excellence with full accreditation of all its programs. The university deserves a round of applause to have full accreditation of all its programs. The university established the Quality Assurance Unit, ICT Resource Center, and Center for Artificial Intelligence Research to support its academic program. Student enrollment rose from 51 students at the Foundation College in 2005 to 4,000 undergraduates and 700 postgraduate students in 2005. That's a very massive turnaround. So let's look at the Beltec Academic Support Unit. Beltec has the following support unit to boost the quality of its outputs and outcome. General Studies Unit, Central Teaching and Research Laboratory, University Information System Unit, Management Information Unit, BERS University Bookshop Center, Skills Development and Research Center, BER Consult Limited, New Horizon System Solution Limited, the University Library, Accounting and Personnel Management Training Center, BER University Library, the nexus of polymaths and intellectual symphony. Look at the structure of the library alone. The university runs a dynamic, technology-driven hub for learning and research with quality staff. Library service in Beltec include collection, development, technical and reader services, innovation in library service delivery. The university has adopted the Alexandra Library Management Software. Bibliotherapy and cinematography are also embedded. Plagiarism, similarity check software, and e-book curation system are also available in the university library. The making of solution providers, the Beltec story. In Beltec University of Technology, students are being raised as knowledge carriers and solution providers by running competence-based curriculum. The students have consistently demonstrated excellence through active participation in intellectual, sports, and social engagement within and outside the university community, emerging first to third positions in all national and international competitions across all fields of endeavor. Right inside the VC office, I saw this morning the STEM Africa Initiative competition that was held on the 25th of April, 2005. I think in the early time. And the university emerged first position with 2 million cash award. I saw that one this morning in the VC's office. So that's interesting. The university also rewards academic excellence through the institution of student scholarship scheme for outstanding students. So far, 89 students have benefited from this kind gesture. Section 4, building a world-class university, driving discovery through research and innovation. The Research and Development Unit of Beltec coordinates the vision of the university in research activities. There is a research policy in place in the university, drawing heavily from NUC research policy. The unit has organized research-related training workshop on grant writing. There is a research grant committee, ranking scopus committee, and working group which was formed from different colleges. Thus, 4 notable research outputs of the university won grant supports. Let's give it to them. Partnering without borders. That's the next slide. Global collaboration for impact. At Beltec, a Center for Advancement, Linkages, and Partnership was established. Notable among the key achievements is the KBS Yolo Tertiary Institutional Collaboration, COTIC, initiatives with Southwest universities, US-based institutions to enhance global ranking and feasibility, access to international grant opportunities, certification in AI, and international internship. In pursuit of Times Higher Education, THE, ranking, the university has grown significantly in the following rankings: the World University Ranking, the World University Ranking by subjects, the World Reputation Ranking, the Impact Ranking and Regional Ranking, the Sub-Saharan African University Ranking. BERS University Parents Forum, a strategic alliance for sustainable university development. As a community-oriented university, the university facilitated the BERS University Parents Forum to foster greater stakeholders' engagement and participatory governance. The forum came on board in 2007 and has been a source of joy to the university in terms of infrastructural development and equipment support, including Student Friendship Center, e-learning center, provision of buses, digital billboard, and student welfare schemes, which have been sustained till date. Beltech ambassadors, our proud alumni. The contributions of the university alumni to the development of this citadel of knowledge cannot be overemphasized. The alumni have emerged as exemplary leaders with cultivated spirit of giving back to the university. They have contributed immensely in the areas of renovation of lecture hall, toilets, library, installation of borehole, and donation of food items during community development outreach to local schools. Testimonials, the voices of impact. Numerous fascinating experiences shared by students and graduates of the Bell University of Technology, Otta, are real testaments to the quality of instructions that students are exposed to. The students express their sincere appreciation to the management and staff of the university for their diligence, care, and support, noting that the solid foundation laid for their academic excellence had prepared them adequately for their postgraduate programs within and outside Nigeria. The long list of graduates from the Bell University already working in institutions, organized business outfits, and multinational organizations in and outside the country are coping with work-related challenges and thriving in different positions. Now, challenges facing the university. Notwithstanding the unprecedented growth and development of the BERS University of Technology within a space of 20 years, the institution is not without some challenges, which include: 1, inadequate undergraduate enrollment in line with NUC approved admission quota, inability to compete with some public universities in terms of academic staff, infrastructure, equipment, and teaching material, inadequate digital solution to optimize the operation of the university registry. Way forward, the university should intensify enrollment drive of undergraduate students via various digital platforms and media publicity to meet the NUC approved admission quota. There is the need to strengthen the existing partnership with philanthropists, donor agencies, other university community stakeholders for the provision of additional infrastructure, equipment, and teaching material. There is also the need for a computer-based application to strengthen the computer-based application system of the university registry through the adoption of advanced digital tools for the management of administrative function. Conclusion. The Bell University of Technology, Otta, is undoubtedly a top-notch university of technology in Nigeria, reputed for raising solution providers, transforming the society through technology, advancing knowledge, and upscaling the skills, proficiency of students in the ever-changing world of education. I'm convinced beyond reasonable doubt that by the time this noble institution will be marking its 58th anniversary, the number of students seeking admission to the institution will be unimaginable, and the institution will emerge among the top 10 universities globally. It is important to mention that this collection of Beltec at 20 is well crafted, clearly written in a well-structured and simplified language, exemplifying the richness of a university education imbued with innovation, technology advancement, and environmental aesthetics. Thus, the writer and editors of this compendium are hereby commended and appreciated for a good scholastic effort. The book will ultimately serve as a reference material for both undergraduate and postgraduate students, including researchers in the field of university education. Finally, the book is hereby presented to the general public for their consumption. So I'm delighted once again to have this rare privilege of reviewing the book Beltec at 20, and the giant stride continues. Thank you for listening.
We appreciate you, sir. Let's sustain the applause. He has to constrain himself within the minutes. We thank you, sir. We thank Dr. Mukaila Adebola Lawa, a council member representing Ogun State Ministry of Education, Science and Technology. We thank you for working within the time constraint. While we were here, we had Mrs. Winifred, the acting director, the NYSC Southwest Area Office, Ogun State, who is here to represent the Director General of the NYSC in person of Brigadier General O.O. Wasiu. Sorry, Norfield, sorry. Welcome, Mrs. Winifred. Thank you for representing NYSC on this floor. So moving on, it is time to unveil the book. And I think the reviewer has whet our appetite. So to do this, the chairman of the BOT, the pro-chancellor, the chancellor, and the chairman BOT. Please, sir, I wish, maybe we book the convocation lecturer. Please, we want you to step down because the books are down. They are to be unveiled. Yes, sir. Starting from the chairman BOT, Chief Kola Jamudu, the chancellor, Alaji Dakwabu, the chairman council and pro-chancellor, Professor Batinaji, and the convocation lecturer. Okay, yes, and every member of management. So please, we are moving down, sir. Sorry, sir.
Okay.
And every member on the high table too, please. Let every member on the high table. The book reviewer, please. Please, let's put our hands together for them as they come. We also have the chairman ceremonial committee there. So, sir, we have the pleasure to invite the chief promoter, Chief Dr. Olusegun Obasanjo, to join them, please. Baba, please, we want you to. Okay. Chairman BUPF, you do us the honor. Please join. Please join. Yes, Baba said she should represent. Let's put our hands together for these distinguished Nigerians and honorable people. The chairman, BOT, chairman council, and every other council members and members of management. Please, can we arrange ourselves in such a way so that the pictures can be well taken?
The promoter of this great university, which is growing greater and greater, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, GCFR, PhD. We thank you for your efforts, which has enabled us to be in a position put together after 20 years what your vision was at that time. I want to congratulate you. The usual saying is that amobita timbo, Ibeko, amobita bade, ṣùgbọ́n àti ìmọ̀bí àǹrè, Olúwa Ọlọ́run Olódùmarè yóò gbogbo pẹ̀lú everybody here to destined place, which will be higher and higher and higher. All I said really for the benefit of listening crowd is that we know where we came from. We know where we are now. What we don't know is where we are going. Although we all have mission and ambitions, and I ended it that may the God Almighty help us, bless us to fulfill our missions. In good health. I didn't hear that, amen. Aha. It is my pleasure and privilege to unveil.
Let's put our hands together as the book is being unveiled.
This book is 127 pages, which has been so ably reviewed. And I want to thank you for doing that and presented to us here.
Thank you. Please, okay, let's put our hands together as this is being presented to the chief promoter. Please, sir, let's look at the picture, sir. Let's take the picture. It's symbolic. Please, let's every members of the distinguished guests pick a copy each. And let us say that there are two versions of this book. There are two versions of this book. We have the paperback, we have the hardback. So the production cost for the paperback is just 4,000, while the hardback is 6,000. Our account will be projected at the screen for you to make transfers to us, the university IGR account. Please, once you have taken copies and whatever you want to launch with, you can signal to us. We'll bring the mic to you. Thank you. Yes, please. Yes, sir. Please, I humbly request that you come up, sir. Let's put our hands together for our distinguished guests, the members of management. Please, this book is now available, so if you need a copy, you will signal to us. Because by unveiling, we've opened the floor for launching, and that is what it means.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we thank you, our Father in the house, our promoter, whom God has given the grace to bring this into existence. Baba, we appreciate you. Thank you so much. Let us be seated, sir. Whatever is not written does not exist. We have chosen to document our history, and by virtue of what we have done, it has now been written and it is now real. Individuals in the house, distinguished lovers of our institution, have been invited to add color to the book launch by identifying with what we are doing today. Selected individuals who will do justice to support this worthy cause by launching the book. And these individuals are just selected members of the audience. Every one of us in the hall must identify with this laudable and commendable exercise. I go on to invite a lover of our institution, a value addition that will be exceptional, will be done by Honorable Aderibigbe Taylor, who is the chief launcher for this occasion. I therefore call on Honorable Aderibigbe Taylor to come up and add color to this worthy cause. Honorable Taylor. Do we have his representative in the hall? Representative of Honorable Aderibigbe Taylor. Okay, in his absence, I'm moving on to call on another lover of our institution who is going to add color to our worthy cause this afternoon, the person of Alhaji Ibrahim Alimi. Alhaji Ibrahim Alimi, or his representative in the hall. Thank you very much. Let's put our hand together for the representative of Alhaji Ibrahim Alimi, who is coming up to do okay. I move on to the third lover of our institution and a great contributor to the transformative impact that is springing all over the place in our institution, the person of the representative of the company Demi Master Builders. The name rings a bell because they have done great things in our institution, and they are here today to add value to this what you call. Okay? We are calling on Architect Adekola, representative of ProLink, to add value to our institutional history-making effort. Thank you very much. ProLink, thank you. Please come up. Thank you. Let's put our hand together for representative of ProLink Project Limited. They are a friend of our institution and they have done great and remarkable things in the transformative impact of Bells University.
Okay, I'm sending the sum of 100,000 naira for 2 copies. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. We appreciate you, sir, for that impressive contribution. We also want to invite others also who want to be part of this historic event. Okay. There is somebody specially interested and committed to doing something wonderful for us this morning. And is the MD of Isawu Nigeria Limited. Thank you. Let's put our hand together for him. He's our friend. He's here to do justice by being part of this historic event. Thank you very much, sir. Let's give him the mic.
So, 100,000 for the 2 copies. Thank you.
Let's give him a round of applause, please. There are some important individuals in the hall today who will be interested in adding value to this. I call on the Managing Director of ACE Medicare, Dr. Kukoi, who has been a friend of the institution, if I can't name when. I have had pleasant interaction with him. He has been mentoring our students, and he has provided so much support to our institution. Let's put our hand together for Dr. Kukoi.
Well, good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Books are indeed very, very important, and just recently a book was written for me as my biography when I celebrated my 70th birthday, and I had the privilege of writing a chapter on Baba, the visionary of this university, in that book. So you appreciate why I'm so happy to launch this book. For those who don't know, ACE Medicare Clinics is the nearest neighbor of Bells Tech University, just over there. And like he said, we've come a long way together. In actual fact, I was at the beginning of the inception of this university. I was there. On that note, I want to launch this book with a sum of 500,000 naira. Thank you.
Let's put our hand together for Dr. Kukoi, who is a friend of the institution and a partner in progress. Thank you very much, sir, for that. Well, because of our time, I would like to call on the representative of our parents. You know, this university has a very supportive association of parents, and the representative of the parents, the chairperson of BUPF, our mommy, our mother, our Iron Lady, Chief Barrister Adefowope Ayoponle. Thank you very much for being there with us at all times. We appreciate you.
Mr. Promoter, Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Pro-Chancellor, I'm launching the book with 200,000 naira for the sake of my children who are in the school here. Thank you.
That is Professor Oyewole. I'm giving you Professor. Chief Oyewole Fashawe,
We thank
a
you
good
very
friend
much,
of the
Baba.
promoter. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So, please. Okay, sir. Otumba Oyewole Fashawe. I said
Thank you.
chief.
Let's give him a round of applause for that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
He's
sir.
been wonderfully super
Next.
to us.
Alhaji Ibrahim Olani Alimi Ibrahim 100,000 naira.
Thank you very much. Alhaji Alimi, we appreciate you.
So we now listen to the chairperson of the Bells University Parent Forum, Mrs. Should I give you Professor or Chief Ayokunle at this occasion? Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. On behalf of the entire parents of Bells University of Technology, we'll be launching 2 copies with a sum of 200,000.
A round of applause for our mommy, the chairperson of our BUPF Fora. Thank you very much, ma. We appreciate you. We have to move on. And I definitely know there are individuals in the hall who want to identify with these body calls. And therefore, the floor is open. Sir and ma, come and add color to these body calls. Individuals who will be willing to contribute.
Hi, Professor Comfort. Amire, by the grace of God, will be launching 2 copies on behalf of my Vice Chancellor. I'm going to deliver the message to him, and the school will be duly communicated.
Let's give a round of applause for
I'm
that.
also launching one on behalf of the Nigerian Economic Society of Nigeria, being the chairperson
A round of
Ogun
applause,
State
please.
Chapter.
A
The
round of
message
applause.
also will be communicated.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
very
the
much,
honor.
ma. We appreciate you for identifying with us. A round of applause. We could do better. Thank you very much. Crawford University, and we are greatly impressed. Any other person in the hall, in the house? Thank you. Thank you. Please step forward, identify with our worthy cause, identify with what we are doing. We are so grateful and impressed about all that's been done this morning towards this book launch. I want to announce to the House that Otumba has redeemed his pledge. Thank you very much, sir. Otumba Fashawe, a friend of the institution and a very close friend to our promoter. We appreciate you, Baba. God bless you. Any other person who wants to identify with us? Thank you very much. In the light of the above, I will call on the... Thank you.
Thank you. Subsequent copies, you can reach out to the registrar of the university to get copies. Thank you. So moving on, I have the honor to call the registrar for the next item, which is presentation of plaques and gifts, and also the new Horizon Award. The registrar, sir. Sorry, that has been taken. The next item is the renaming of buildings. Yes, Prolings, we acknowledge your transfer for the books. Thank you. Renaming of the buildings. We have buildings within the university that are being renamed in commemoration of the 20th anniversary. So I will call on the registrar who will guide us through the list of buildings, what their old name was, and what they will be known for from now. Registrar, sir.
Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, since the inception of the university in 2005, we made some buildings on ground that have that were named, and along the line, some new buildings were added, and today we are going to rename and we are going to name. Consul. And these buildings are going to be named and renamed after distinguished Nigerians who have contributed immensely to the growth and development of the university. Here I have Professor Akinlaon Mabokunje, who was the first chancellor of the university, 2005 to 2015. The building, Silver One Mail Hall, is to be named after Professor Akin Mabogunje, first Chancellor, Best University of Technology, Ota, 2005-2015. Means that he served for a good 10 years in the university. Do we have any representative of late Professor Akin Mabogunje here in the hall to step forward? Or to stand up? Right. Next. Yeah, we are going to rename the Silver 2 Main Hall after Professor Oladipo Olujimi Akinkungbe, the second president and chairman of the Board of Trustees from 2011 to 2016. He has greatly contributed to the growth and development of this university. Is there any representative in the hall to kindly stand? Thank you. Next. Yeah, Dr. Emmanuel Eboga was the third president and chairman of the Board of Trustees from 2017 to 2020. Silver 3 Mail Hall is to be named after him. Any representative in the hall? Can we move? Chief Mrs. Toyin Olakunri was a member of the Board of Trustees from 2005 to 2010, 5 years, and female named after her. Any representative? Thank you. Next. Reverend Dr. Wilson Badejo was the fourth president and chairman of 2019 to 2021. Male Bronze 1 is going to be named after him. Representative in the hall, kindly stand up. A representative is sent to represent the family. Okay, thank you very much. He is representing the family of Reverend Dr. Wilson Badejo and is here to witness the naming of Bronze Male 1 after Reverend Dr. Wilson Badejo. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Next. Was the second Chancellor of Best University of Technology from 2015 to 2021. Male Bronze 2 is going to be named after him. Any representative in the hall to kindly rise? Thank you. The next. Next. Okay, Bronze Annex. Okay, Bronze Annex is also going to be named after Alhaji Ahmed Joda. Thank you. Go ahead. Professor Tekena Tamono was the first president and chairman of Board of Trustees of this university, 2005 to 2010. Male Bronze 1 Annex Hall B is going to be named after him. First BOT president. Any representative in the hall? Next. Professor Isaac Adebayo Adeyemi, second Vice Chancellor, Best University of Technology, Ota, 2006 to 2016. New Main Hall is going to be named after him. Professor Isaac Adeba Adeyemi, can you kindly step forward for the audience to see you? Thank you. Thank you, sir. Next. Mrs. Olugbolahan Abisogun Alo was a member of the Governing Council of the University from 2005 to 2010. New Female Hall is to be named after her. Any representative? Thank you. His Excellency Senator Dr. Ibrahim 2021, and is still our Chancellor. New Lecture Theatre 1 is going to be named after the Chancellor who is standing. Professor Bart O. Naji, our current Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council. From 2019 to till date, New Lecture Theatre 2 is going to be named after our Pro-Chancellor, Professor Bart Naji. Next. Professor Emmanuel Edozie was the first Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Council of the University from 2005 to 2013. Edozie Lecture Theatre Hall is going to be named after him. To be theatre is donated by him. Thank you very much. Next. Well, you can see Kano Laboratory Block. Some years ago, we benefited immensely from Kano State Government. They sent their students to the university for various programs, and the proceeds from Kano State Government was used to build a laboratory, and that laboratory is going to be named after Kano State. Any representative from Kano? Go ahead. Ibogun Laboratory Block. I think that Ibogun will ring a bell. It is the homeland of our benefactor, of our proprietor, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo. The laboratory is going to be named after Ibogun. I cannot ask the proprietor to stand up for recognition. I won't be able to say that. So thank you very much, sir, and we really appreciate your great contribution to the university. Thank you, sir. Senate building. Professor Julius Okoje was the first vice chancellor of this university. 2005 to 2006. He laid the solid foundation for this university to strive. So the Senate building, the Central Administration Block, is going to be named after Professor Julius Okoje. Any representative here? Let's go. Chief Dr. Kola Jamodu. Dr. Kola Jamodu was our Pro-Chancellor in the university from 2020 to 2018. He later became President and Chairman of the Board of Trustees from 2021 till date. Chief Jamodu donated this building, Concourse Building, and the building is going to be named after him. Chief Jamodu, can you please rise for recognition? Yeah, that beautiful building you see there, Consul, is donated by Chief Jamodo. The building and everything was financed by Chief Jamodo. No, maybe I'm saying maybe he has the intention of giving more. Thank you very much. On this note, let me humbly invite the chairman of the occasion, Chief Dr. Kola Jamodu, for his closing remarks.
I have nothing to present. And I must put my spare parts correctly. Our dear Papa, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, PhD. May I respectfully, notably, request you to allow me to follow the existing protocol. I think today, it's been a day of glory, a day of stories, a day of knowing a lot more about the university for some of us. I want to appreciate our guest lecturer, Professor Tunji Olaopa, for the thoughtful, provoking lecture you gave. We are very much aware, no doubt, of the unemployment problems of our youth. In fact, when you see unemployment, there are so many, like you emphasized. There are some, in fact, not employable. There is a complete mismatch in the training and the job skills required. You went further to give you suggestions on to how to bridge these gaps. We thank you for this. I want to go straight to congratulate our dear university for the 20th anniversary and the book launch to mark the anniversary. On this table, how many of us were here 20 years ago? And we thank God that we are here today to mark the anniversary of the university. There are so many things he said, if I should go into it, we would not finish. The book launch should be a success, no doubt about that. I can assure you that all members on this side of the hall will make transfers required to in in acknowledgement and in payment for the books. Do I have your lawyer? They will do that. But it's going to be various sums, but you please allow them not to mention that, because at times when you carry money around, even in some banks, all these small banks, they say no money is kept in this bank, physical cash. No money is kept around just to prevent the invaders. May the good Lord save us. I want to thank you for your time and effort. And I want to thank the reviewer of the book, Dr. Mukaila Lawal. He did a fantastic job in the review of the book. What you didn't do, and which I request you, is to share the review with the with the management, because that may create a dialogue which is good for the university too. You ask questions, why you're not doing it this way, they tell you why they're not doing it that way, and then you may, the dialogue is important. I want to thank all those who have contributed in putting the book together. It is a book worth having. I want to appreciate all the launchers of the book for their great recognitions, contributions. And of course, our dear professor, if you are professor of public public policy and integrity, I didn't have doubt that you make the required input into this, and I want to thank you very much. Overall, I want to thank everybody present here and those watching us via the internet. May the good Lord continue to bless you all, and may the good Lord continue to be our guide and guard. I use the word continue because Lord has guided us up to this point. Thank you very much indeed. So before I take my seat, I just want to make one quick remark. You will notice that in the awards, there are a number of names that are former. May we be former and still be recognized. That's a double. There are a few people, when they are former, that's the end. They don't call them. Maybe those are the people referred to as X. Maybe we never be called X any position. We should be called a former. And to get to a point, they can't even remember when. They will say a one time. Maybe it becomes a one-time former. Thank you very much.
Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are gradually coming to the end of the program. Permit me to inform you that the Chancellor, the Pro-Chancellor, Dr. Kukoyi, and Dr. Fashawe have transferred the money accordingly to the university account, including Prolinks. They've already done the transfer. Before we, Zor has also transferred. Thank you very much, and we appreciate you. The NYC has also transferred. Thank you very much, NYC rep. Thank you very much. Before we close, let me express our sincere appreciation to His Excellency, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, for finding time to honor us with your esteemed presence here, and we thank you very much. We look forward to seeing you any other time, maybe tomorrow again. Let me express our appreciation to Otumba Oyiwole Fashawe, a close associate of the proprietor. Thank you very much, sir, and we thank you for coming. The BOT President, the Chancellor, the Pro-Chancellor, members of Council, all invited guests, the guest lecturer, thank you all for attending this program and for delivering this thought-provoking lecture. After the program, guests are requested to kindly move to the Vice Chancellor's office for a light refreshment, and thereafter we move to the commissioning of some buildings. Buses are stationed there to convey guests to the venue of the commissioning. On this note, let me invite the Consul to give the university anthem, and thereafter the national anthem. Shall we rise? University anthem. National anthem. Thank you very much. Guests are kindly requested to remain standing while the Akan procession leaves the hall. The commissioning, we are going to commission the concourse building first. Thank you very much.